provides a post presence for them. For Notre Dame, this is going to be a key matchup for them, keeping Quentin Post out of the paint and force Boston College to shoot the ball from the perimeter.
And we are ready for tip at Conti Forum. Notre Dame with the same starting five we've seen in now all 15 games this year. And they win the tip, and we'll start with the basketball. Mike Roberts, Brian O'Connell, Kip Kissinger are officials tonight for the first game of the new year for BC and Notre Dame. J.J. Starling, the standout freshman, gets it to Nate Laszewski, the opposite of a freshman, super experienced, playing in game 140 tonight. The Irish, an efficient offensive team, coming in at 8-6, but 0-3 in the league. Under 5 on the timer for Starling, who fires and hits the first basket tonight. That kid can play.
Top of the list for Earl Grant. Defending the three-point line. That's a good start for Notre Dame. Boston College has to do a better job defending the three-point line. Notre Dame, a team that makes close to 9 threes per game.
Out of bounds stays here with BC.
And this right here, though, individual move, step back. We do have some NBA execs in this building tonight. They really like this freshman for Notre Dame, showing off the step back three early on.
They can leave at the under 4 timeout at this rate.
He's got great size as well, too.
Makai Ashton-Langford answers with a mid-range jumper to put BC on the board.
He is the heart and soul of this Boston College team. They're going to go as far as he leads them. Beautiful pull-up jumper that time off the head fake.
Notre Dame off the loss to Miami, 76-65. No shame in losing to the Hurricanes right now. They are the best team in the ACC in the standings, still undefeated. BC trying to bounce back from a loss at Syracuse.
And, Drew, I called that game. Uncharacteristically, Notre Dame had a lot of turnovers in that game.
Nice move. Nate Laszewski scoops it home. Yeah, uncharacteristic performance from the Irish. 17 turnovers was a season high.
Yeah, and Miami capitalized 25 points off of those turnovers. And, you know, Coach Bray said, look, we just threw that thing all over the place. Give credit to Miami, but really his team, a veteran team, he knows, look, they got to take care of the ball against this Boston College team that's very physical on defense.
That was a miss from Prince Aligbe, the freshman from Minneapolis. His first look tonight. Coach Bray actually said, hey, we're going to get you guys helmets courtside because we threw that thing all over the place against Miami. As Starling goes off the window, 5 quick ones for the freshman.
He does not look or play like a freshman. One of the better freshmen, not just in the ACC, but in the country. Great body control that time with the finish.
This is DeMar Langford, brother of Makai Ashton-Langford, who missed the teardrop. Notre Dame ball up by 5 as we come up on 3 minutes into the first half here at Conti. Here's Dane Goodwin. Mentioned Laszewski's experience. Goodwin's played 141 games now in his career, tied for the most in program history. And he is a great shooter. You give him space, he will make you pay.
I'm just going to put it on record. Defend the three-point line. Earl Grant said that about 5 times when we were talking to him at the shoot-around. He said, look, if we don't defend the three-point line against this Notre Dame team, it's going to be a long night.
BC throws it away. Cormac Ryan takes it. The Irish have started 4 for 4. It's a 7-0 run. Starling feeling it. 5 early points for the diaper dandy. That time denied by Ashton-Langford. Goodwin has the miss. Lefty runner won't go. And Notre Dame misses for the first time tonight. Ashton-Langford in attack mode. Bumped, hits the deck hard, and he will shoot a couple. Ashton-Langford has the only 2 for BC. We'll try to add some.
And this right here, though, the freshman, Starling, really having a great start for Notre Dame. We saw the step-back 3, and I mentioned some of the NBA scouts that are in the building, and you look at his numbers, pretty impressive. 3rd in scoring among ACC freshmen. I think the big thing for him, though, he's manning the point. He's playing the point. He's playing off the ball. He's got great size, and I think that's the thing that stood out to me when I saw him for the first time in person at that Miami game. He's got a really good build for a freshman, and they're really high on his future at Notre Dame.
6'4", 200 from Baldwinsville, New York, not far from Syracuse. Played his high school ball at La Lumiere School in Indiana. You see the big 7-footer, number 12 in white, Quentin Post. Still coming off the bench for BC, made his season debut at Syracuse on Saturday, New Year's Eve.
Boston College picks up their pressure. And that's, again, they're cognizant of what happened in that Miami game. Miami was able to force some turnovers with their pressure.
Shesky's three won't go. The Notre Dame team that typically takes care of it really well, but as we said, last time out did not against Miami. And Earl Grant's team will be aggressive. Post, nice feed down low, and the finish is there from C.J. Pena.
And that's what they miss with Post. Not only does he provide an inside presence, he can shoot the ball on pick and pops, but he's also an excellent passer from that high post area.
Goodwin from the corner. That's too easy. Dane Goodwin, we were at shoot-around today, didn't participate, stood off to the sideline. He's dealing with a little bit of a bug. He's got 2 threes, looks 100%. This could be his flu game.
I mean, he was keeled over as we see Post. I mean, we didn't know if he was going to make it through shoot-around, let alone play in this game. I mean, he really did not look good. And certainly it's huge to have him in this lineup. And right now, Boston College breakdowns all over. That's just way too much airspace they're giving the three-point shooters for Notre Dame.
Cormac Ryan tried to get involved. He missed. Another great shooter. The Irish have 4 guys above 40% from deep this season. Post has been active off the bench. This is Jaeden Zackery, also a great shooter for BC. Post bullying his way down low and scores a soft touch for the 7-footer.
And that's a great recognition by Jaeden Zackery. He could have easily shot that 3 on the kick back out, repost him, throw it back down low, and then Post really nice soft touch.
Post making his presence felt early with 4 points, an assist, and a rebound. The 7-footer from Amsterdam is a huge boon for BC coming back.
And Notre Dame with the smaller lineup, I think if Notre Dame's in man, they got to put Post, no pun intended, back down low in the post and let him get some paint touches.
The jokes write themselves with him. 5 on the shot clock for DeMar Langford. Got to go. Turnaround jumper. Post up above the trees again, creating problems for Notre Dame on the glass. And we'll take our first time out almost 6 minutes in. Dane Goodwin looks 100%. 6 minutes in against Boston College. Mike Bray in his 23rd season as Notre Dame head coach. And listen, it's really uncharted territory historically for them to start 0-3 in conference play. But in recent history, they started 0-5 a couple years ago. Mike Bray knows that his team has the mettle to bounce back. Meanwhile, Earl Grant, year 2 here in Chestnut Hill. A lot of success at College of Charleston, and you already see his program start to take on his identity.
Yeah, that identity, gritty. He said defensively, look, we got to be physical, and we want to go low possession games. And they've taken on that identity. I think the big thing for them right now against this Notre Dame team, they're going to have to make some shots. Notre Dame's been playing a lot of zone to start this game off. They're trying to force Boston College to be a perimeter-oriented team.
J.J. Starling started hot. That one's an air ball picked up by his fellow freshman, Ven-Allen Lubin, who gets fouled on his way to the basket. And he will shoot the first 2 for Notre Dame, one of the best free throw shooting teams in the land. Ven-Allen Lubin, the freshman from Orlando, a consensus 4-star recruit, number 74 in the ESPN 100. Mike Bray calls him a positionless basketball player.
And he is another freshman, a talented young player, as you said. They're really high on his potential. And you're right, Notre Dame, that's one team you do not want to put on the free throw line.
They're 80% from the line this year, best in the ACC, 6th in the country. Lubin split them there. 5-point lead for the Irish. Over 6 minutes in as Pena goes to the hole and gets tackled, and he will shoot a couple.
And what a beautiful pass by Makai Ashton Langford. That's a great pick and roll. The pass was right there, almost the and-one situation, but it's all set up because of the pass by Makai Ashton Langford.
It's a great sign for BC. We've seen some good ball movement from the Eagles early. Look at the numbers for the season. They're 350th in the country in assist rate. As Pena knocks down the first.
And I think the big thing for them, they got to try to get out and get some early offense. You can see the strategy for Notre Dame. they watch film from that Syracuse game. They're going to get a heavy dose of zone, and also speaking with Coach Mike Bray, said, look, we got to create bodies in the paint. We do not want them to get any dribble drives. Force them to shoot the ball from the perimeter.
And Post has been a pest on the offensive glass. Goodwin comes away with it. You saw Goodwin check back in. This is a 7-man rotation for Notre Dame. Lubin was down on the other side, and he is hobbling. So as I say that, they don't have a whole lot of depth, and this would be a big problem if Lubin can't go.
And good sign of sportsmanship. Post tried to help him up. I'm not sure if he landed on Post ankle, but they were tangled up. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, Post landed right on him. Yeah, that's tough right there. And that is, fortunately, hope that young man is okay. That certainly did not look good.
A promising freshman, Matt Zona, checked in. The three wouldn't go for Trey Wirtz. Zona, 25 in blue, averages 1.7 minutes per game, playing in his 7th game this season. As Zackery hooks a pass to Post, and that's money. 6 points for the 7-footer.
And that's great patience that time by Jaeden Zackery. Again, Earl Grant talked about this, passing up shots to get a better look for your teammate. Unselfish play that time by Jaeden Zackery.
Zona down low, got it, off glass. Points number 3 and 4 this season for Matt Zona.
And we're seeing some pretty good ball movement on both ends. That's nice action that time by Notre Dame. And the post entry pass, again, really on point. All Zona had to do was catch and go up with it.
That entry from Ashton Langford sailed for Post, out of bounds. It'll stay here with BC as Marcus Hammond stepped on the baseline.
And here we're going to see really unselfish play. Look, Zackery could have easily shot that one up. Get a better look for your big. And then right here, this is nice post entry pass. Seal him by Zona, and then all he had to do was catch, lay it up. Beautiful offense that time by both teams.
Post takes a seat. You know, he wants to play 30 minutes a game, but they will ease him in. Played 17 at Syracuse in his season debut a couple days ago. Lamar Langford back in there for BC. Right back to work from the free throw line. That's pure.
He's got great elevation on his pull-up game. And back to your point about Post, Earl Grant said, look, it's a learning process for him trying to figure out. But what's not a learning process is that guy right there, Dane Goodwin. That's a breakdown again by Boston College. They cannot give him that much airspace. He's wide open from the three-point line.
Another sniper, Mason Madsen for Boston College. The Cincinnati transfer left that one short. Goodwin, by the way, is 3 for 3 from distance. 3 for 4 overall.
I mean, I'm going to go back to our earlier comment. We did not think he was going to make it past shoot around. He was keeled over. Not sure he was going to be able to play tonight, and he's come out on fire for Notre Dame.
Lamar Langford, not really a threat to shoot from deep, just 1 of 11 from beyond the arc this year. His brother Makai certainly is, though, and he shows off the range.
That's a great sign for Boston College, and Makai Ashton Langford actually hit a couple against Syracuse, almost to the similar spot. Wide open and able to get it to go, trying to get Notre Dame out of that zone.
Here's Goodwin with the shot clock at 6. Goodwin attacks. Good ball movement. Leszewski's got to go. Wirtz with 2. Teardrop from the foul line. And the rebound yanked down for Boston College by Devin McLaughlin, the redshirt freshman from Georgia. McLaughlin gets it and can't finish. Ashton Langford, what a feed, goes to waste. Goodwin ahead of the pack, and that lefty finish goes. 11 points for Dane Goodwin. 4-point swing there.
An absolutely tough break. Earl Grant knows it. Beautiful pass by Makai Ashton Langford. Just a missed dunk that time by McLaughlin.
I think Ashton Langford was already celebrating on his way down to the other end. Madsen left alone. They're really trying to exploit that zone with 3-pointers. That time came up empty. Across the midway point of the first half, Hammond to the hole. Lefty finish, no. Pena will tee it up. It's a few trips in a row where they've laid some bricks here at
And
Conte.
right now, that's what Notre Dame wants. Again, they know Boston College, the team, only makes 4 threes per game. Right now, Boston College settling. Don't mind off a couple of swings, but early in the shot clock, contested threes. That's not a formula for Boston College.
Yeah, last in the ACC in three-pointers made and three-point percentage. Outside the top 340 in the country in those statistics as Wirtz missed it. And here comes Ashton Langford for BC in an up-and-down game with very few breaks so far. And now we get one as lots of contact on the rebound. McLaughlin tied up with Leschewski. But Dane Goodwin, we thought he might throw up and shoot around. Instead, he's throwing up triples and knocking him down. Ashton Langford has it for him.
And the quality of looks, I think that's of concern. If they're contested, you'll live with that. Right here, dribble drive works. Beautiful offense by Notre Dame. That's a breakdown. Dane Goodwin, the guy, came into this game shooting 44% from the three-point line. He's had some wide-open looks early on. And as you take a look at the most games played, a veteran part of the unit for Mike Bray, and he is the leader right now. 141 games played. That guy has been around college basketball. He's seen it all.
He is an Iron Man. Coach Bray told us this morning that Dane Goodwin, probably the toughest guy we've got. We were saying, is he going to play tonight at shoot-around? He looked like he was about to vomit. Symptoms of the flu, and Goodwin looks totally fine tonight at game time.
I mean, you can't really appreciate how bad he looked in shoot-around. I mean, it was, you are not exaggerating in terms of that, but certainly he is one of the tougher guys on this team.
And his fellow experienced teammate, Nate Leschewski, will shoot. Folks, every Sunday afternoon, we've got women's basketball right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. This week, the games start at noon Eastern. We're featuring these two, Haley Van Lith and Louisville. They've won 6 of 7. They host Pittsburgh at 2 Eastern. And it's Notre Dame and North Carolina. Sunday afternoons are for women's basketball on ACC Network. How about the Notre Dame women inside the top 5 now in the AP poll? Charlie Cream has moved them up to the top line in his bracketology. Aligbe has it rolling.
And it's just fun to watch, and that's going to be a good one, though, right there.
Yeah.
Top 25 matchup, though. And this one right here, Notre Dame changing up the defense that time, giving a little three-quarter court pressure, and then now they drop back into their zone. And Boston College, that's how they're going to have to attack it right there.
Zackery on the dump down, offensive foul as Bickerstaff steamrolled Cormac Ryan.
Yeah, and that's a great job of selling it, but he did lower the shoulder. Right idea by Boston College right here. Jaeden Zackery, yeah, he lowered the shoulder. Easy call for the ref to make, and that's a missed opportunity for Boston College. That time you have T.J. Bickerstaff with the smaller Cormac Ryan down low in the post. Really no need for him to lower the shoulder right there. Just go straight up.
Huck, we had the same takeaway from shoot-around as there was a lot of intensity from Notre Dame. You could tell that they do not want to move to 0-4 in the ACC, especially defensively. That's where we see it.
I mean, Mike Bray, greetings was, hey, look, we need one tonight. Yeah. There was no, hey, what's up? We need to get a win tonight. They were locked in, shoot-around. They understand the importance of this. They got to get a win in ACC play.
Starling, how did he finish that off the wrong foot? 7 points for the Diaper Dandy.
He is showing off the complete game. That time, little runner. Off balance, that's a beautiful move. He showed the step back jumper 3. And he is really an impressive freshman.
Aligbe working hard down low, and the freshman's on the board.
Speaking of impressive freshman, that right there, grown man move by Aligbe. And I like that by Boston College. Again, they were settling for jumpers in the last 5-minute stretch. Get the ball into the paint. That's who you are. Do not settle for jumpers.
Starling back to work, got the mismatch against the 7-footer post, missed the 3. And here comes DeMar Langford. Keep an eye out for 10 and white, Aligbe, who just scored. He could be a real X-factor for this BC team, a 4-star freshman. Madsen tried to get it to him, knocked away by Notre Dame and Cormac Ryan, which takes us to a timeout. A 6-point lead for the Irish. J.J. Starling has 7. The freshman leading Notre Dame on the road at Boston College. Had one earlier. Then Allen Lubin, the promising freshman. You never like to see this.
No, certainly thoughts and prayers with that young man. Never like to see this right here. And let's hope that is nothing long-term for him being out.
Yeah, he walked off the floor, went back to the locker room. Mike Bray's team, An injury is the last thing they need to see. They rarely use the deep bench. It's really a 7-man rotation. Dom Campbell is 8th in minutes played. He averages 2.2 per game. There's Prince Aligbe, another promising freshman. That's impressive touch from the 6'7" Minneapolis native.
And that's twice now. They've gotten him isolated. That time showing off a little runner. And you're right, beautiful touch. And they are so high on this young man. Great body, and that time showing off touch around the rim.
Goodwin dropped it off for Zona, who's playing extended minutes in place of Lubin. Missed the layup. Ashton Langford trying to set it up for post. And a whistle and too much contact down low.
And this right here, again, nice job of not settling by Aligbe. He could easily try to pull trigger on that long jumper. Don't settle, a little head fake and then show off your floater game. And that's something Earl Grant talked about. Look, passing up contested shots and try to get the ball into the paint. That was the focus coming into this game. Do not settle. We must dominate the paint.
Trey Wirtz back in for Notre Dame, replacing Zona, who picked up the foul there against Post. You see him working on Leschewski. Has a couple inches and 20 pounds on him, but Post threw it away. Notre Dame ball. 3 turnovers against BC, none for Notre Dame so far.
That's all set up, though, by spacing. Boston College, they got to do a better job spacing. You got 2 guys cutting in the same place right here. You got to have one cutting either at the baseline and up by the foul line area. You got 2 guys basically cutting to the same place.
Wirtz had space. One more Leschewski from the corner that swirls in and out. Zackery will push it. Jaeden Zackery, tough finish through the trees. First 2 for Jaeden Zackery.
I think tough understatement. That one right there, degree of difficulty off the charts. Jaeden Zackery that time, great upper body strength. And I think that's key for them. Get out and transition before this zone can get set up for Notre Dame.
Cormac Ryan from the mid-range. Saw Zackery get on the board and said, I'll do the same. First 2 points for the grad student from New York. The Irish back in the zone. Again, Boston College, a team that struggles to shoot, last in the ACC in 3-pointers and percentage this year. 1 for 4 from deep tonight. Aligbe will attack in the spin cycle. Goodwin called for the foul.
And Boston College settling into how to attack this zone. That's twice now they've gotten the ball to Aligbe at the free throw line. And him, again, not settling. Use your size advantage and try to work it closer to the paint.
Earl Grant talking with the brothers Langford along with Jaeden Zackery. Little BC backcourt over there with the head coach. Prince Aligbe, the freshman from Minnehaha Academy. Teammates with Jalen Suggs and Chet Holmgren. Never heard of him? Gonzaga Bulldogs, who went top 5 in the NBA draft. Here's our Wednesday college basketball doubleheader right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Kyle Filipowski at number 16 Duke in Raleigh to take on Traquavion Smith and NC State at 7 Eastern. And it's off to the Dean Dome in Chapel Hill for Baycott Love and Carolina hosting Tyree Appleby in Wake Forest. Should be 2 great matchups with some of the conference's top teams. How about Kyle Filipowski, by the way? He's now at the point where he gets the call on the promo.
I had a chance to call their first game, and you could see early on he did not play like a freshman. He has become a matchup nightmare for opposing teams.
That's the first Notre Dame turnover. A little too much dip on the chip on the pass from Goodwin to Leschewski.
Well, that's the first one, I believe, for Notre Dame, and you can tell that was an emphasis. After that Miami game, we talked about it. 17, which led to 25 points off of turnovers for Miami. And they're normally one of the better teams year after year of taking care of the ball under Mike Ray.
Post down low, right back to work, and he just makes it look easy. That's 8 points for Quentin Post, which ties a season high in his 1 game at Syracuse on Saturday.
And another nice post entry pass that time. Makai Ashton Langford, he has stoned some really nice bounce passes that have led to some scoring opportunities.
Post entry, I see what you did there, huh?
You like that, see? You're catching on.
Starling, step back. Oh, yeah. J.J. Starling is showing off his full skill set with 10 points in the first half. Right back to post, and he's in double figures. Mike Bray's got to be thinking, how does that happen?
Yeah, that's poor transition D. And again, heads up, Boston College, they're doing the right thing. Get out, push the pace, make or miss, try to get early offense.
Goodwin in the post. Wow, what a fadeaway. Dane Goodwin, outside, inside, he can hurt you.
And that time, Boston College stayed home. Langford, a really good defender. It didn't matter. Dane Goodwin, that's a tough post move on the turnaround.
Eagles have made 5 shots in a row. A lot of them from Quentin Post, who goes back to work. That fadeaway might have been affected by Leszewski's defense. It's a tough assignment for 14 Leszewski. One of 6 grad students on Notre Dame's roster. Leszewski can stroke it. Left that one short, man. You might see the effects of trying to deal with Post on the other side when he shoots it on this end.
Yeah, banging around with the 7-footer. That one was definitely a little short.
Leszewski takes it away this time. Another BC turnover with 3 minutes to play in the first half. Notre Dame by 4. You can feel the urgency from both these teams. Eagles 1-2 in conference. Irish 0-3. Starling's been aggressive. Again, the finger roll goes.
And that's better recognition by the freshman. A couple times he got isolated with Post. He settled for a jumper. That time, little head fake hesitation. And that's 3 times in this game now. He has shown off beautiful touch on the little finish.
Zackery lefty finish goes. He's a savvy player.
He is, and I like what Boston College is doing. They're running him to that high post area against the zone, letting him operate. He's got the option to either shoot it, drive it, or kick it out.
Jaeden Zackery says he watches a lot of film of Jalen Brunson and Fred VanVleet. When you watch his game, you can kind of see the osmosis. Goodwin, yes, sir. 15 first-half points for Dane Goodwin in his flu game.
And Quentin Post not happy that time switching off. He did not want the guards to switch that time. He was just trying to hedge, and that's a mismatch. Good recognition by Notre Dame.
The Irish take it away again. 5 turnovers for the Eagles. And Coach Bray uses a timeout. Dane Goodwin by Dane Goodwin. Something about playing Boston College. This is the 5th time he's played BC in the last 2 years. In his previous 4 games, averaging 17 against the Eagles.
Yeah, he definitely likes playing against them. Got it going early right now. Really efficient. He's done it inside, in the post, and then he's got some quality looks from beyond the arc. That's going to be key for Boston College. Tighten that up. They got to make it a little bit more difficult for him.
It's the 41st meeting between these two. Notre Dame leads the all-time series 27-13. They've split the season series each of the past 3 years. Hammond, turnaround, lefty stroke. Marcus Hammond is on the board. Again, no Ben Allen Lubin for the last few minutes after he went down with looked to be a lower leg injury. The freshman who's part of that 7-man rotation. Notre Dame using Matt Zona, 25 in blue. Here's TJ Bickerstaff for BC. Zona on the help, and Bickerstaff scores through it.
That's a nice job by Bickerstaff playing through contact.
You see coming up at halftime, Kelsey Riggs and Dallin Cuff will take you through in the studio. We'll have an update on DeMar Hamlin, the Buffalo Bills safety who collapsed in a scary scene Monday Night Football last night in Cincinnati. And DeMar's a guy with ACC ties. So everyone in the sports world, and especially so here on the ACC network, we're thinking of the former Pitt Panther and Pittsburgh native.
Thoughts and prayers with that young man, his family, and certainly hope he is going to be okay and be able to make a full recovery.
Five-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock as Goodwin is back in there and for the final offensive possession of the first half for Notre Dame. A game-high 15 for the grad student. Sets it up with Marcus Hammond. Hammond with 3 to shoot, lost it. Taken away by Pena. 5 to go for BC. Hammond got a piece, but in transition, a foul against the Irish, and it does go against Marcus Hammond. This is the 5th foul against Notre Dame, so no shots yet for BC. Earl Grant will take his use it or lose it timeout. And we'll step aside for 30 seconds. Eagles trying to dial something up to cut into the lead before halftime.
Next season on Fansville, presented by Dr. Pepper.
A Category 5 wave has broken containment from the stadium and is heading straight for Fansville.
A tsunami wave?
No. Something is coming.
Oh no, it's the wave.
I refuse to participate in this!
The wave? What is this, the 80s?
Next season,
Make sure there's Dr. Pepper in there!
prepare to cheer. Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
Well, this week we'll have the first nothing but net of the season. In fact, every Thursday at 10 Eastern, right after our women's basketball doubleheader, the Nothing But Net crew breaks down the night in the ACC with highlights and analysis of every women's game, plus look ahead to the best games on the schedule in the coming week. That is coverage you can only get one place, right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Coach McGraw's got to be happy with how Notre Dame women have played this year, number 4 in the AP poll, and also what the Notre Dame men are doing here at Conte Forum against BC. Mike Bray's team leads by 6 with under 4 seconds to play in the first half.
Key for Boston College right here. 3 seconds. Get a good look.
Mason Madsen can shoot, steps in, mid-ranger goes, and that is how the first half ends. BC trims it to 4 at the break. We've got a great one here in Beantown. The score 38-34. Let's get you to the studio. Fenway yesterday. What a scene here in Boston. Ashton Langford denied. Notre Dame with numbers. J.J. Starling kicks it, works for 3. You bet.
And that's the part of Starling's game, I think, the progression from the freshman. Could have easily tried to shoot a floater right there, kick it out to Wirtz for a wide open 3. That's excellent transition offense and a great read by the freshman.
First points for Trey Wirtz. Now all 8 Irish who have played have scored. Zackery can't respond. Rebound to Starling, who had 12 in the first half. Cormac Ryan, no hesitation. Rebound DeMar Langford. Now, Langford's been quiet, only 2 points on 1 of 4 shooting. Last time he played Notre Dame, he had a career-high 23 in South Bend last year, an overtime win for the Irish. Prince Aligbe fires. Too strong. Ryan came flying in, and the rebound will belong to the Irish.
And this right here, great read. Start with the defense, and then Starling. You could see the progression from the freshman. Not a settling for a floater that time. Dribble, drive in transition, kick it out. You can't do it any better, and that's, again, a smart play by the freshman guard for Notre Dame.
Yeah, find a shooter in Trey Wirtz, who at 35% plus this year is actually one of the lower percentages on this Notre Dame team. Bunch of snipers for the Irish. Dane Goodwin, he was caught in traffic there, got it out to Starling. Right back to Goodwin with 5 on the timer. No rush for the Irish. Wirtz triggers and buries another and smiles at the Notre Dame bench.
And that is really demoralizing. Boston College gets Notre Dame deep in the shot clock, and that's a contested 3 by Wirtz.
Ashton Langford 0 for 3 to start the second half. A 10-point lead for the Irish. This is their largest lead tonight. Notre Dame 0-3 in conference play. Goodwin says, why not? That was his first miss from downtown, now 3 for 4. Zackery feeds it. Aligbe, 3 Irish defenders in the vicinity, and Starling ends up with it.
And that's great team defense by Notre Dame. That's something we saw them working on in shoot-around doubling. They knew, look, anytime the ball goes into the post, they're going to try to double.
Starling missed that time, and usually we were thinking it was when Quentin Post would be out there, they'd double team, but They're doing it no matter who's got the ball on the block.
And I think that's part of, because Boston College, again, they know they're a team that does not shoot a lot of threes or shoot it well. They're fine with giving up jumpers. They just don't want to give up anything in the paint. You take a look right here. They're almost doubling before that ball's even thrown. Right there again, you can see Leshevsky, 1, 2, 3 guys around the ball. That's great team defense.
Well, BC missed their first 5 in the second half, and Mekhi Ashton Langford ends the drought with a deep 2. But talking about the defense, Huck, I mean, you see the urgency and the intensity. You said it, the first thing Coach Bray told us when we sat down with him is, hey, we could really use one. And they're trying to toe the line between desperation and urgency. It feels like they found it so far.
Yeah, and they've all been close games. Even that Miami game, as you take a look at another charge by Leshevsky, and that's twice now trying to set a ball screen. He's picked up fouls. That's not good foul. In particular, we talked about the depth issues for Notre Dame. But back to your earlier point, Coach Bray knows, look, they could easily be 2-1, 3-0. Those are some close games. I called the Miami game. Look, they had some stretches in there where they're within 2, 3, and they did some uncharacteristic things with their turnovers. But you're right. They need one on the road tonight.
Yeah, their 3 losses in ACC play, a 1-point loss to Syracuse, a 1-point loss at FSU, and then the 11-point loss to Miami. But that's a little bit misleading. That was a close game throughout.
It really was, and you take away the turnovers, they're probably winning that game.
Zackery in attack mode. Quentin Post is in there, has the offensive rebound. Ashton Langford fires another. Again, Post seems to get a fingertip on every rebound opportunity, but Notre Dame has it. Cormac Ryan with 2 points, just 3 shots so far for the grad student. Matt Zona's in there with Leshevsky on the bench with 2 quick fouls here in the second half. J.J. Starling through contact, couldn't finish. DeMar Langford the board for BC. Langford to Langford. Mekhi down low for McLaughlin. Good finish.
A great footwork. All set up. Another really good post-entry pass that time by Langford, and McLaughlin. Nice little reverse pivot and finish.
McLaughlin only played a couple minutes in the first half. He's an early contender for 6th man of the year in this league. With 5 to shoot. Hammond. Starling's 3 won't go. Out of bounds off of Zona. Boston College basketball. Back and forth action. Both teams really need one. BC down evenly matched. Just high-level basketball game.
Yeah, nothing really pops out. Obviously, you take a look at points in the paint. Boston College leading that battle. But I think the difference in the first half, Goodwin got it going early for Notre Dame. And the 3-point shooting, Boston College only 1 3-pointer, 1 of 8. Notre Dame has made 7 of 18. I think that's the big difference in this one.
Kind of to be expected when these 2 teams match up. Quentin Post draws the foul for Boston College. Well, we've seen some amazing fans across the ACC, and now we need your help. This winter, ACC Network wants to help experience each sport from your perspective. So snap a pic, take a video, tag it with a hashtag #AllTheDevotion, and post it to your social. You just might see it on ACC Network. Just like you see Mekhi Ashton Langford score a couple more for BC to cut it to 4.
And they've both been off of out of bounds underneath. That's great execution by Boston College. And the screening by the bigs, in particular Post on that last one. That's a great job of executing their offense.
Foul against BC on the floor.
Easiest way to get your teammate open, go set a good screen. Post, nice screen. No help by Notre Dame. And again, that's twice now on that out of bounds underneath, that time on the left side. Mekhi Ashton Langford able to come off clean and get a pretty high percentage shot, short baseline.
You see Mekhi Ashton Langford, his best game was against Virginia Tech, a huge win for BC in overtime against a Hokies team that was red hot coming in. Another foul against the Eagles away from the ball drawn by Goodwin. That's 2 on Devin McLaughlin. Jump ball, Goodwin versus McLaughlin, and the grad student tracks it down in the backcourt. Dane Goodwin playing in his 141st game in a Notre Dame uniform, tied for most all-time with Rex Pfluger, who played for the Irish for at least like 15, 16 years.
And one of the great shooters, defenders for Notre Dame. And, you know, Mike Gray talked about Dane Goodwin. He's, look, the kid's never missed a game. He's just an Iron Man, one of those quiet leaders. But he's a guy that can score on all three levels. Really impressed with his game, and he's about as tough as they come.
Some really good names on your screen there. By the way, Pfluger said 2015 to, I think it was actually 1915 to 2020 when Pfluger played. One of those guys who was so good for so long that it just felt like he was there forever. There's Hammond, swings it out. Cormac Ryan, who's got a pure stroke. That one came up empty. Wirtz, Laszewski, look at the ball movement for the Irish. Good defense from Ashton Langford, but he's whistled for a block.
And that's all set up. The spacing and ball movement by Notre Dame. Right here, all set up, dribble drive, extra pass, and closeout. Yeah, that's, again, that could have gone either way, but I think because the spacing and Goodwin was already moving in movement towards the basket. Again, that's just a great example of the spacing and ball movement that Notre Dame has on offense.
Look at Goodwin, inside and out, draws another foul, missed the bunny, but he'll shoot a couple. Dane Goodwin has been a magnet for fouls in the second half. That's at least 4 that he's drawn, either away from the ball or on it.
And this is something they did going back to the Miami game, where they'll just isolate Goodwin down low in the post. If they like a matchup, he's a guy, again, he can score on all three levels. We've seen the three-point shooting. Came in shooting over 44%, but his strength, he's a guy that will go down low in the post as well, too.
TJ Bickerstaff coming in for BC, taking out Devin McLaughlin. Dane Goodwin with a game-high 16, and in case you're just joining us, Goodwin battling a bug right now. He didn't participate in shoot-around. He kind of stood off to the side. At one point, he was keeled over. I think Huck and I thought it was more likely that he would vomit in that moment than play tonight, but he's been outstanding.
For Boston College right now, Notre Dame and man, I try to get post or Bickerstaff a touch in the paint.
Ashton Langford has been bombs away in this second half. Post after the volleyball touches, picked it up and missed. Bickerstaff had it for a second, gets it back. No look to post, out of bounds, Notre Dame ball.
Well, right idea, but I would like to get them in the post off some movement right here, okay? Scramble situation, Bickerstaff is trying to do a little bit too much, but that's where they need to be offensively in the paint. Shooting from the perimeter certainly has been a struggle for Boston College. They're 11% from the three-point line.
Yeah, that's been a common theme all season for them. Zackery with the effort. Out of bounds, Notre Dame ball. Jaeden Zackery, a great story, under-recruited out of Wisconsin. Spent a year at JUCO, Chipola College in the Panhandle in Florida as Laszewski misses and Langford goes up for the rebound. Zackery last year, his first season at BC, super efficient. Now he's up near the top of the scouting report as post misses. Zackery hasn't been quite as efficient scoring the ball, but still a great leader for this BC team.
Yeah, great story, and he's a guy, again, the coaching staff early on, going back to last year, they were just so high on what he brings to the table.
Look at him defend, too. Wirtz got by him, but Post with the help forced the miss. DeMar Langford, Euro step left, he won't go. BC just 3 of 14 from the field this half, but locking down defensively, still trailing by just 5. Ten to shoot for the Irish. Cormac Ryan on the backdoor cut. Grad student to grad student. A savvy play as Laszewski found him.
Beautiful setup that time, all because Cormac Ryan, you have to respect the three-point shot of Notre Dame. Nice pass, though, by Leshevsky.
Ashton Langford from distance with the left hand, no. And Leshevsky yanks down the board for Notre Dame. Mentioned the experience on this Irish roster. 6 grad students is the most of any team in the country. Goodwin is one of them. Gets it to Marcus Hammond, a grad student transferred in from Niagara. Leshevsky all alone, top of the key, 3, no. Leshevsky's been busy, but struggling to score, just 1 of 6 and now 0 of 5 from beyond the arc.
And that right there is a break for Boston College. That's a wide open look for Leshevsky, who's a pretty good 3-point shooter. I think he's just fatigued, though, from banging around with Quentin Post.
That's a great call. Not a whole lot of depth for Notre Dame. Also down Ben Allen Lubin, who left with an ankle issue. Jaeden Zackery cashes in. His first triple tonight makes it a 4-point game.
And that's there. You don't mind that 3 off of pretty good ball movement. The ball went left to right, and then a skip pass. Notre Dame has been daring Boston College to shoot those all game.
Hammond with the response. Marcus Hammond coming right back at you, the grad student from Queens.
And he is so key. Mike Bray talked about the importance of him being in the lineup. That's a big 3 for them, but I think his floor game, huge for Notre Dame.
It's a 7-point lead for the Irish midway through the second half. BC has struggled to shoot the long ball tonight. Jaeden Zackery just hit their second. Notre Dame's been stroking it. 8 threes, including that one from Marcus Hammond, Brian Boyle of the NHL, and also those little Sparkies on a school night attending a night game here at Conti Forum, and it's a good one. BC trails by 7 against Notre Dame. Drew Carter, Malcolm Huckabee, our entire crew, thrilled to be with you for a crucial one for both teams. Jaeden Zackery has been in attack mode in the second half, up to 9 points tonight, trims it to 5.
Yeah, great recognition again, not settling for a jumper. That time had to clear a lane. That's a tough 2, though, in traffic for Jaeden Zackery.
Matt Zona's out there for Notre Dame. He's played sparingly this year, but injury issues for the Irish, as Ben Allen Lubin is out for the rest of the night with an ankle issue. Out of bounds off of Notre Dame BC ball.
And this is all set up. Zackery right here hit a 3 before. Now they have to run out at you on the 3-point line, and he made that one look easy. That's a tough finish.
Yeah, Coach Earl Grant was telling us a little bit today that life is different when you go from 4th on the scouting report to 1st or 2nd. Zackery's dealt with that this year. Again, going to the hole. Drops it off. TJ Bickerstaff through contact. Will shoot a couple.
And last year with Zackery, I think the big thing, really unknown. We talked about him, very little known about him, not highly recruited coming out. So it's kind of under the radar coming into it, and took a look at the numbers right here for Boston College. He's going to be key for them to close out this game. I think the big thing, knocking down some perimeter jumpers. The strategy still has not changed for Notre Dame. They want to keep Boston College out of the paint.
And TJ Bickerstaff is one guy you got to keep away from the basket. Big-time basketball fans will recognize that last name. His uncle is J.B. Bickerstaff, head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. His grandpa, Bernie Bickerstaff, a longtime head coach in the NBA, now in the front office with Cleveland. And speaking of the Cavs, you see Donovan Mitchell last night?
My goodness. Fighter.
71 points.
I mean, I don't care what level you're at. Biddy, junior high, high school, college, but you do that in an NBA game, man. He is fun to watch.
I think he's like the 7th player ever to score 70-plus in an NBA game. Will Chamberlain probably did it like 6 or 7 times.
Speaking of scoring, right now, a little drought for both teams.
Nate Leshevsky ends the drought for Notre Dame. That was only his second 2-point shot attempt of the night. Leshevsky's 0 for 5 from deep, 2 for 2 from inside the arc.
Yeah, and that's good recognition again. Just break off your play, isolate Leshevsky down low on the block, and showing off some nice touch. Not known as a post guy, but that time in the block for Notre Dame.
DeMar Langford, that was tough. Rebound Prince Aligbe, and the freshman puts it back up and in. You mentioned Laszewski, not really known as a post scorer. They had a guy in Paul Atkinson last year who was, and he could really initiate offense from the post. Feels like they're missing that this year.
Yeah, I think also a very good passer as well, too. Yes, he could score, but he was a good passer, high IQ guy. So certainly they miss his presence, I think, a lot this year.
A couple big losses for them, along with Blake Wesley, a first-round pick. Aligbe skies to retrieve it and put it in and make it a one-possession game. Prince Aligbe's up to 8 points tonight. Mike Bray will use a timeout. Conti Forum starting to feel it. 7:15 to go. A 3-point lead for Notre Dame. Prince Aligbe with back-to-back buckets. It's starting to get hot at the nut. They have made this a one-possession game.
Great work on the offensive glass right here. This is their identity, Boston College. Grimy. Get in the paint, do your damage, and dominate. That's something Earl Grant emphasized this afternoon in shoot-around. And in this last 5-minute stretch, that's been the key in this game right here. They've been dominant in the paint.
When it comes to this BC program, grimy is a term of endearment. Earl Grant preaches gritty, not pretty. Dane Goodwin's baby hook won't go. 3 Eagles flying up for the rebound. Aligbe came down with it. See if they feed the freshman again with under 7 to play in the second half.
And whatever it is, if you're Boston College right now, you have to have either a dribble drive into the paint or try to get posted up and let him do some damage. Do not, though, settle for a jumper.
Zackery curling around the screen. Mid-range jump shot, and that's what they did. Huck settled for a jumper, but it stays here with BC, and a fresh 20 on the shot clock. And a timeout on the floor. We will step aside. Still a 3-point game here at Conti Forum. To play, Notre Dame leads Boston College by 3. Eagles have the ball. Prince Aligbe has scored the last 4, freshman 10 in white. Who's got it now? Jaeden Zackery at the controls. Here's DeMar Langford Jr. Under 10 to shoot as Mason Madsen, the Cincinnati transfer, dumps it in. Quentin Post, the 7-footer from Amsterdam, is fouled on the floor. Basket doesn't count.
You can see the shape of this play. It was all along trying to get a Post right there in the paint. A good job of sealing that time by Quentin Post.
That's 3 fouls against Nate Laszewski. Jaeden Zackery fouled by Trey Wirtz. And that's the 7th foul against the Irish in the second half. That one's a shooting foul anyway, but now BC's in the bonus.
Well, a little under-talked about thing. Quentin Post has set some good screens. That time a little rub screen off the handoff to Jaeden Zackery. And he's freed up both Langford and Zackery for some pretty clean looks. Essentially.
Post easily the biggest player on the floor.
Yeah, and he's cleared out space for them to open up some driving lanes.
Zackery split him, 10 points, got his own miss, looked up top for Post, and the 7-footer couldn't corral it. Notre Dame in a hurry. Wirtz for 3, swirls out. 3 Eagles with 10 points even. Zackery, Post, and Makai Ashton Langford, who's on the bench right now for Earl Grant. Got to imagine he'll be back in there soon with 6 minutes to play. Younger brother DeMar with the basketball now. 10 to shoot for Zackery. Quick move to the hole. You bet. We are tied at Conti Forum. Under 6 to play.
Beautiful offense. Spacing was there. Post cleared out that time and then allowed Zackery to operate on the baseline.
A 7-0 run for the Eagles. Pretty good crowd for a Tuesday night here at Conti Forum with the students away on winter break, and they're getting loud now. Laszewski spun right into Post. Fans wanted to travel as Starling cues it up and buries a tray. His first 3 points of the second half come at a big time.
It's easy to see why they are so excited about this freshman. Quiet, big first half, and that's a big-time 3. Shot clock winding down. That's a tough break, though, for Boston College.
Already down to 10 on the shot clock. Post going back to work. Goodwin brings the double. Nice skip pass. Zackery in attack mode. Whistle. And a foul against Goodwin.
And this right here, not bad defense by Boston College. Shot clock winding down. Probably not a good help, though, by DeMar Langford. The one guy you don't want to leave in that situation right there, although he struggled in the second half. Really no need to help.
Now, should that have been a travel against Leschewski?
Yeah, it was hard to see if he came out, if it was knocked out of his hands or he just lost it. I think the referees felt like it was knocked out of his hand. Nonetheless, all right, let's see right here. He's dribble drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a piece of it.
And that angle right there, again, Matty just lost it after the initial tap, but nonetheless, that's a tough break.
Every point crucial here as Zackery again splits the free throws. He's only 2 of 4 at the stripe tonight, an 84% foul shooter on the season. Notre Dame by 2, under 5 here at Conti Forum. Crucial game for both teams. Irish 0-3 in conference, Eagles 1-2. Here's Cormac Ryan, hounded by Mason Madsen, who's not sure about the foul call on the deck, grimacing a little bit. Cincinnati transfer picks up his first. That was a 6th foul against BC in the second half, so the Irish will go 1-1 on the next one. Here's Cormac Ryan. Ryan splashes a tray. Cormac Ryan, with a name like that, was born to play in this game. Makes it a 5-point Irish lead.
And that's, I think, by design. They put Post in the high ball screen. They know he's coming back. He does not hedge, and Ryan makes him pay.
Aligbe can't answer. Starling up top for the rebound. And they whistle Jaeden Zackery for a foul. So that'll be the 7th against the Eagles, and Starling will shoot 1-1.
And right here, again, Quentin Post flatten out. Again, coming back, he's got to understand, Cormac Ryan coming off, you got to hedge on that one or show to help. And then this right here, not a good foul by Jaeden Zackery. Again, they got 2 guys there. He secured it. Certainly do not want to put Notre Dame on the free throw line in that situation.
Starling is 69% foul shooter in his freshman season. Nice touch on the first. Folks, don't forget about Sunday women's basketball on ACC Network. Games start at noon Eastern. We're featuring these two, Pittsburgh and Louisville. Cards are hot, and then Notre Dame and Carolina, 2 top 25 teams doing battle Sunday right here on ACC Network. 1 for 2 for Starling. 6-point edge for the Irish, under 4 to play. Where does BC go for offense here? Zackery's had the hot hand in the second half. Post can shoot from there. Big man misses. Aligbe offensive rebound. Fouled on his way back up. And the freshman from Minneapolis will shoot 2 when we come back. Buckle up. This is an outstanding early January basketball game. A piece for Dane Goodwin and J.J. Starling.
And that's been the difference in this game for Notre Dame. Mike Bray at halftime talked about if we can score it. These 2 guys have done that for them. That one deep in the shot clock and a deep 3 for the freshman. And you take a look at the numbers, 16 and 16 for Starling and Goodwin. And those 2 guys have provided the offense for Notre Dame.
Prince Aligbe at the line for BC, the freshman from Minneapolis, who was a finalist for Mr. Basketball in Minnesota last year at Minnehaha Academy. Averaged 28 and 12. Teammates with Jalen Suggs and Chet Holmgren. Only a 47% foul shooter this year, but those were both pure to make it a 4-point game.
And right now, Boston College picks up their pressure. Something that Notre Dame struggled with at the end of the Miami game. Has not been an issue in this one against Boston College. They're back to their normal ways. They've done a pretty good job taking care of the ball.
Only 5 turnovers after 17 against Miami last time out, a season high. J.J. Starling, the freshman, draws the foul. It is a block against Jaeden Zackery, who's incredulous as he gets helped up.
Earl Grant not happy with that call. Thought it was late. He's got the jacket off right now. Let's see. Yeah, now, again, if anything, I think it's a non-call because it was almost after. Let's see. And I think because Jaeden Zackery tried to move out of the way, it almost like he tried to slide out of the way. And that got Earl Grant to pull the jacket off. That's a big call. Finally not able to capitalize on the first one.
I think everyone in Boston is saying, ball don't lie. By the way, watch Earl Grant over on the sideline. He looks like he could still play. He'll get in the defensive stance, too, especially now that the jacket has come off. Jaeden Zackery scores, plus the foul.
He has shown great body control through contact all in the second half. This is all set up by a beautiful cross-court pass by Post. I'm not sure how he got that one through. Take the hit and finish. That's a big-time and one situation for Jaeden Zackery.
Jaeden Zackery is so crucial for this team on and off the floor. After that loss to Syracuse on New Year's Eve, he called up his coach, Earl Grant, around 10:30. And you could just tell he was upset. Feels like he's not playing as well as he's capable of this year. Maybe he's busting out of his slump. He's got 16 points tonight for BC. And half of their points this half to make it a one-point game. Cormac Ryan with a step up and under. Oh, yeah. Experienced guards, shot making down the stretch. 3-point lead for the Irish. Zackery looking for a shot. Sets it up, Makai Ashton Langford. Aligbe has been great in the second half. Double comes, Aligbe shoots over it and scores. Oh, Prince Aligbe looks like he's been playing in the ACC for years.
I mean, that's a double team just raised up over really two guys. Not bad defense by Notre Dame. That's just a tough contested two by the freshman.
This is a great game as we come up on 2 minutes. Welcome to everyone just joining us. J.J. Starling blocked. Ashton Langford is down in a heap on the floor. And the officials will blow it dead.
And Earl Grant wants them to take a look at this and see if there was...
maybe an elbow.
Yeah, and again, he went down immediately. And he's bleeding. Oh, man. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Now, again, I don't think, and again, I think the thing is intent. That's not a wild elbow. That's just a guy, again, Makai Ashton Langford up in his space. It wasn't a wild elbow, and I think that's the key thing they're going to look at. The intent. Was it a basketball play? And in this situation right here, again, he's just trying to get away from him. Really, it's not. Again, it wasn't like it was a...
I mean, if he could aim his elbow like that on purpose, that'd be impressive.
Yeah, you know.
Now they're showing it on the Jumbotron here at Conti Forum. Watch it regular speed. The officials coming over and telling us just a basketball play.
And I thought that would be the call after looking at it. Again, the whole thing is you can see intent. You can clearly see right there. He's just trying to get away from Makai Ashton Langford, one of the better defenders in the ACC. And
watch J.J. Starling here, the freshman for Notre Dame, checking in on Ashton Langford. Love to see that. Looked inadvertent to us. By the way, no one ever says advertent. Is advertent a word, or is it just inadvertent?
That's not in my vocabulary.
I don't think so.
Now, that might be in the Drew Carter vocabulary, not mine, but certainly good to see him be able to walk off.
So Ashton Langford on the bench for now with 2 minutes to play. A 1-point lead for Notre Dame. The Eagles have never led tonight. They can change that here. Here's DeMar Langford, Makai's younger brother. Finds Zackery. Madsen's dangerous from downtown. Pulls it up mid-range, and BC leads for the first time tonight.
And probably their best offensive possession as well, too. Ball swung left to right as Mike Bray is going to get a timeout.
Conti form is on its feet. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. Do not go anywhere. What a finish in store in Boston. Eagles by 1.
On an eerie Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Said you want a new coach, right? Behold, the coaching carousel. 33! Drive! Hit the hole! Don't dance to it!
How do you pick?
You don't. It picks for you.
42X out.
A esto le dicen fútbol. That's the international soccer coach.
Esto es fútbol!
The wrong football!
El fútbol de Dr. Pepper.
Go State!
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
Boston College leads for the first time tonight. Makai Ashton-Langford a little bit banged up. BC without one of their better players comes down and scores, Mason Madsen.
Yeah, that's a beautiful pull-up. Again, don't settle for the jumper. Off of excellent spacing and ball movement. Probably their best offensive possession all night. Shot clock winding down, and they take the lead on that right there.
Don't forget our Wednesday college basketball doubleheader here on ACC Network. It is Duke and NC State, and then Wake Forest and Carolina should be two great matchups with some of the conference's top teams, all in the state of North Carolina. All right, Notre Dame with the ball here out of the timeout from Coach Bray. What do you expect?
I put right now Quentin Post in some type of high ball screen. I go Starling or Dane Goodwin. Let them go to work on a ball screen with Quentin Post in there. Again, that's been problematic for Boston College.
Notre Dame down to one timeout. BC still has all three here in the second half. Under 90 seconds to play. Pete Leschewski picked up his dribble. Gets it to Marcus Hammond, the Niagara transfer. Hammond runs the screen and roll. They get Post on the mismatch. Hammond can't take advantage. Aligbe the rebound with BC up by 1.
And that's not a bad look. Again, off the ball screen that they had Quentin Post in. Hammond had a pretty good look. Again, you get the switch. That's not bad. Just unable to convert. And that time, Starling on the bench for Notre Dame.
Well, you called it, Huckstradamus. You said, let's get Post in a little high screen action. They did, and Hammond with a pretty good look.
Yeah, and again, you know, in that situation right there, you have a 7-footer out on a guard. You can question it. Again, maybe you want him driving. You're in a bonus situation. Not a bad pull-up. It's a pretty good look. On the other end right here, as you take a look at the game summary, Jaeden Zackery, huge in the second half for Boston College. Really, I think he had like a 5-minute stretch where he put Boston College on their back. Quentin Post, we talked about it, the importance of having the 7-footer back in the lineup for Boston College. He's almost in a double-double. But the leaders, Goodwin and Starling, Starling on the bench for that last possession. That's one where, again, the ways he's played, although he struggled a little in the second half, certainly he's a guy that can be a playmaker for them to close the game out.
You mentioned Jaeden Zackery taking this game over as the Eagles came all the way back to take their first lead at 62-61. Aligbe was outstanding as well.
Yeah, the freshman was as billed right here, though, ball movement. Madsen not settling for a jumper. Nice little head fake. 1-2 into his pull-up jumper. That was huge for Boston College. Right now, though, I'm going right back down. Same thing again. Dribble drive, but try to get Quentin Post down low and the block for Aligbe. Do not settle for a jumper or a contested jumper if you're Boston College.
And look who's back in there. Makai Ashton-Langford, 11 in white. Talking with his big man, Quentin Post, right now. Jaeden Zackery will start with the pill. Right to the hole. Jaeden Zackery scores again. He's got a season-high 18. Eagles on top by 3. Cormac Ryan calling for a screen. Zackery hounding him. Half the shot clock gone for the Irish. Ryan with the mismatch against the 7-footer Post. Shoots for 3. No good. Out of bounds. BC ball. Jaeden Zackery implores the fans here at Conti Forum to make some noise.
Well, not a good offensive possession by Notre Dame. Right here, though, this guy, we talked about it. He's put Boston College on his back in this second half. Another dribble drive, no help by Notre Dame. To that previous possession for Notre Dame, that's not a good look. Cormac Ryan, a deep contested three.
How about Jaeden Zackery? I mean, it's been, admittedly at times, a struggle for him from an efficiency perspective compared to last year. A 48% from deep last season, just 27% this year. Tonight, really not messing around from deep. 1 of 2 from outside the arc, and he's 6 of 8 from inside.
And Earl Grant, we talked about it, the phone call he got. He took it upon himself. He was really upset with the way he played in that Syracuse game, a loss for Boston College. And he took it personally, and Earl Grant said, look, I was kind of happy. He said he cares so much about this team winning, and certainly I think he's redeemed himself after that Syracuse game, the performance he's put on in the second half tonight.
6.7 difference between the shot clock and the game clock, and Notre Dame fouls right away. And BC in the double bonus will shoot 2, DeMar Langford. Langford just a 67% foul shooter this year, 14 of 21. Surprised by that at all? Still a 1-possession game.
No, I like that. Again, that's good scouting by Notre Dame. You identify who you want on the foul line. You talked about it. DeMar Langford, 66% from the free throw line. You'll live with that if you're Notre Dame. Put somebody on the free throw line that you think can get a miss for you.
Well, Langford answers the bell on the first. Been a quiet night for the junior from Worcester. That's just his 3rd point, 1 of 6 from the floor, but he can make it a 2-possession game here. Shared some words with his coach, Earl Grant. Now Coach Grant is out there on the floor himself, 6th defender in the press. BC made 6 consecutive free throws. At this point, they lead by 5. They set it up for Dane Goodwin, who fires. Can't hit. Prince Aligbe the rebound. Foul Notre Dame, and the Eagles fans can taste it now.
Well, on that last possession, Boston College, they switched everything. Every ball screen, pinned down. They were just switching. Notre Dame had some time. Thought this was a little quick for Goodwin. In that last situation, again, I still think if Post is out there, if you get a switch on him, isolate and then either go to work off the drive or try to see if you can get a clean look.
13 points for the freshman, Prince Aligbe. Again, he has struggled at the stripe this year, only 47%. He's now 4 of 5 at the line tonight.
Earl Grant talked about the importance of Quentin Post back in the lineup for them and how he learned from that Syracuse game how he has to adjust his rotation. He felt like he could have given guys more minutes, and the guys need to get used to playing with the 7-footer. I think they've adjusted pretty good in this one.
10-0 run for BC, 7-point lead, under 15 to play. Cormac Ryan attacks, no. Dane Goodwin can't follow it up. Again, they miss. Goodwin has it again. Clock is dwindling. On the 5th try, Notre Dame scores to cut it to a 5-point game, but 4.2 seconds left. And a timeout, Notre Dame. That is their last one.
It seemed like there was 3 or 4, maybe 5 offensive rebounds just alone in this one. There's 1, 2. There's a 3, 4, and 5 right there. So again, great job of Notre Dame staying with it. Poor job though, Boston College, 4 guys standing around. But still, right now in this situation, if you're Earl Grant, you're up 5. You're thinking, look, you must inbound the ball. Do not turn it over. If you're Notre Dame, you got to be careful. If they face guard, you got to be careful of Boston College running somebody long for a layup. Looks like Notre Dame has nobody back So it looks like Boston College could, if they want, run somebody long if there's no safety for Notre Dame.
And that's what they do. Langford, baseball pass to his brother, Mackay, who puts the finishing touches on a BC win. Boston College wins the Holy War 70-63. They close it out on a 17-4 run, and the Eagles are 500 in conference play.
They trailed pretty much the whole game. And Earl Grant talked about what their identity is, a gritty team that makes it difficult for the other team. Their defense, but Jaeden Zackery in that second half, I think that was the key for Boston College. What a great offensive performance for him. Contested shots, and then defensively, he was really good for Boston College to close out this game.
An all-around performance for Boston College, spearheaded by Jaeden Zackery with a season-high